All right, let's dive right in. We're about to unpack one of the most powerful, most intense dialogues ever recorded. It comes from the ancient epic, the Bhagavad Gita. And look, this isn't just some dusty old story. It's basically a blueprint for a crisis that, honestly, every single one of us is going to face at some point.
So I want you to imagine this for a second. You're a warrior. Your entire life has led up to this one single moment on the battlefield. But then you look across the field and you see your family, your teachers, the elders you've looked up to your whole life. What do? I mean, seriously, what's the right move? Well, this is the exact crisis facing our hero Arjuna, and it's what kicks off this incredible, world-changing conversation with his guide, Lord Krishna. Let's see how it all goes down.
Okay, so the scene is set. We're on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The armies are all lined up, ready to go. But Arjuna, we're talking about the greatest archer of his generation, he just breaks. He completely falls apart. He literally drops his bow, totally overwhelmed with grief, and says, I can't do this. I can't fight these people.
Now, this is where things get really interesting. It's all about how Krishna responds. You have to remember, Krishna isn't just his buddy driving the chariot. He's the Supreme Lord acting as Arjuna's guide. And he doesn't pat him on the back and say, there, it'll be okay. Nope. He delivers this incredibly sharp, direct command designed to just snap him out of it.
He starts with this, from chapter 2, verse 3. Just listen to the power in the original Sanskrit. Klaibyam masma gama partha, naitit twai upapa dete, kudram hurladeya, dorbalyam tyaktva utishta parantapa.
And wow, the English translation is just as blunt, just as direct. Krishna basically calls Arjuna's breakdown a degrading impotence. He tells him straight up, this does not become you. I mean, this is not a gentle suggestion. It's a direct challenge to Arjuna's core identity as a warrior. So you might be wondering, why is Krishna being so harsh here? Well, he's arguing that this hesitation, this thing that Arjuna thinks is compassion, is actually just a petty weakness of heart. See, for a kshatriya, that's the warrior class, the ones sworn to protect society, refusing to fight a just war is the biggest failure of duty you can imagine. Krishna is essentially telling him, look, your personal feelings don't get to override your sacred duty. Get over this weakness and get up and fight.
But, Arjuna isn't a robot. He can't just flip a switch and be okay with this. And his response, it's not defiance, it's just pure, genuine anguish. He comes right back at Krishna with this deeply ethical argument, one that's all about love and respect. Let's listen to his side of it.
Okay, so this is Arjuna's reply from chapter 2, verse 4. Katam bhishma aham sankhye dronam cha madhusudana, ishubi pratiyotsyami pujarhav arisudana. Man, you can really just feel the pain in his voice, can't you?
And this just perfectly captures his conflict. What he's asking is, how can I possibly fire arrows at Bhishma, my own grandfather, and Drona, my teacher? I mean, think about it. These are the men who raised him, who taught him everything he knows. In his culture, you're supposed to worship your elders and teachers, not attack them. He's being told to violate one of the most sacred rules he's ever known.
And his desperation just keeps growing. In the very next verse, chapter 2, verse 5, he says this, Gurun ahatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhuktum bhaiksham apiha loke hatvartha kamanishtu gurun iheva bunjia bogan rudira pratigthan.
So this lays out the terrible choice he's facing just perfectly. On one side, you've got his duty. Fight the war, win, and get the kingdom. But for him, that kingdom is completely tainted. It's soaked in the blood of the very people he reveres. So what's his alternative? He says he would rather live by begging, which, for a prince, is the absolute lowest you can go, than kill these great souls. To Arjuna, a life of poverty is 1,000 times better than a victory that costs him his family. And all of this conflict, it just drives him to a point of complete paralysis. He's totally trapped. He can't see a single path forward that doesn't end in absolute disaster. And his final plea to Krishna really shows just how lost and confused he is. He pretty much ends his argument by surrendering to this uncertainty in chapter 2, verse 6. Naketad vidmaha kataran no goryo, yadva jayema yadivan no jayeyu. Yaneva hatva najija vishamas, te avastita pramukhe tartarashtra.
And this is the ultimate paradox. This is the heart of his dilemma. Arjuna says, I don't even know which is better anymore, to win or to lose. Because think about it, even if they win, they have to kill their own cousins. And what kind of life is that?
Where's the joy in a victory that's built on destroying the people you're supposed to share your life with? For him, victory itself would feel like the biggest defeat of all.
Okay, so let's zoom out from this ancient battlefield for a second, because this incredibly intense, dramatic moment, it's not just some old story from a book, it's actually a mirror.
And that's because Arjuna's problem is our problem. We all face these moments, right? Where our duty, maybe at our job, clashes with our personal ethics. Where what we're supposed to do just feels wrong in our gut. Where following the rules feels like we're betraying a part of ourselves. I'm sure you've been there.
And that leaves us with the exact same question that Krishna is about to spend the entire rest of the Gita answering. When you are stuck, when you're paralyzed by one of those impossible choices, what is your ultimate authority? What's the final word? Is it your heart, even if it might lead to disaster? Is it your duty, even if it feels like a betrayal? Or is there maybe a third option, a higher wisdom that can actually guide you through that despair?
Believe it or not, this is just the very beginning of their incredible conversation. So if you found this deep dive into duty and despair interesting, please do us a favor and like, share, and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. We really appreciate you watching.